The earliest experience I could remember with mountain biking was when I first went down to the park with my dad, and we took the training wheels off and I rode around for the first time just by myself. And really it just grew from that. I went out to Woodhill the next week and I've been going there ever since for like 14 years, which has been pretty fun. So really it's just me and my dad who bike in the family. It's always been that way. The girls have always ridden horses. We've always headed out to Riverhead or Woodhill for all the school holidays, after school and the weekends. And it's been a really integral part of my training. So I've got two bikes. One of them is a road bike. It is a Giant Defy, and the other one is a Giant XTC, which I don't actually know what XTC stands for, but I think the designers were trying to make it sound like ecstasy, because when I'm on it, So when I was competing at a national level, the best I ever got was first in 2016. Even to today, that's still the best result I've ever had at that sort of racing in New Zealand. Since then, in 2017, I came second in the nationals. So one place down is still pretty good, but I was disappointed that day because it was only by 2 seconds. So in the lead up to the injury, there was definitely something in the back of my head which was inhibiting my performance, especially on the uphill sections and when I put down a lot of power. I remember at one point I was riding at Woodhill at night and it got to a point where I was like, yeah, something's wrong here, I'm gonna have to stop. And then after that I went into the doctor, had an MRI and realised that I'd actually done something pretty serious. I was diagnosed with osteochondritis dissecans, which is a really long name for a really stupid injury. It basically means that I did too much mountain biking without enough cross training. So I was left with a dent in my left femur, kind of like a soft spot. So when you put pressure on it, it can get worse and worse and bigger, and eventually it'll get to a point where it'll crack and fragments will split off into the bit of space between your knee and kind of cause more damage and shred the tendons and all that sort of nasty stuff. So I think it was really important I stopped when I did. And got it checked in with the sports physician and an MRI after that to really clear things up. For the first few weeks, well, it really just turned into months. I just sat around and cleaned my bike. So like the months after I got the injury, my bike was like spotless. In terms of doing stuff for fun, I guess I just fell back on schoolwork and kind of hanging out with friends or a friend. I was in contention for joining the Cycling New Zealand training hub, which is a collection of riders from all across the country of really high performance. But unfortunately, due to the injury, I was unable to ride during that camp and obviously inhibited my chances in getting selected for that team. Whether or not I'll fully recover is still to be found out. Hopefully I will. I've got a good feeling I will, but yeah, you can never really know with these things, and the doctor and everyone who's around me has been very supportive and all that. But yeah, until it actually heals, hopefully I'll never know. On a scale, mountain biking is a pretty big part of my life. I've obviously been doing it for years now, and it got to a point where it was just part of what I do. But really the injury made me realise how much I loved mountain biking, just sitting at home looking at the bike, sadly. I've been really surprised in how the injuries recovered so far.
Well or badly?
Well. So definitely in the last few rides I've been doing, I haven't noticed it at all, and I've been putting out intense power for the level of fitness I've got, and it's been quite good so far. I haven't been feeling it at all. I haven't been feeling it at all. I'm probably running at about 15% at the moment, especially in terms of my fitness. That's just gone like downhill ever since I stopped riding. However, in the rides I've done recently, my skill level's been pretty high. I've been surprised at how well I've been able to get back into the swing of things. It's just riding up the hills and being able to put out power out at Woodhill on the uphill trails especially. It's been quite challenging. But yeah, apart from that, getting back into riding was quite very nice to ride the bike for the first time after 8 months.